Do I Sound Gay explores the stereotype of the so-called gay voice and the stigma that's attached to it, but it also is a first-person film where I use my anxiety about my voice as a prism to look at a lot of larger issues. I made the film because I felt I had to. I had like a lightning bolt moment, which I depict in the film. I was on the train to Fire Island, which is a popular gay beach town, and I became really irked by all of these really flamboyant gay men kind of queening out around me. And I was really struck by the fact that 25 years after coming out, I felt so alienated from my own group. And furthermore, I felt the same way about my voice, that I was fearful that I sounded like they did. And I realized I had all these questions, like, why do I talk the way that I talk? Why do we all seem to talk the same? Is it really our authentic voices, or was this something that was imposed on us culturally as a stereotype? For me, it was essential when I made this film to talk back to culture, because in many ways the film is about how culture talked at me and shaped me. The Disney villains that I talk about in the film were, you know, I grew up with Disney cartoons just like everybody else did, and my nieces and nephews grew up with Disney films. And there's no other way that you can tell this story without showing, you know, Scar from The Lion King acting effeminate and, you know, speaking in a melodious kind of stereotypically gay way. You know, that's a good example where it was so easy to relate how the voices of certain Disney characters fit into Hollywood's portrayals of gay people that I felt like I was imitating or taking on after I came out of the closet. The biggest reaction has been people talking about themselves and sharing their own stories about aspects of themselves that they may fear being punished for, which, you know, I think all minorities are aware of. You know, a lot of Q&As, I have people of color stand up and say, you know, I think about being too black in certain situations, or I talk more Latin when I'm with my Latin friends. Likewise, a lot of women get up and talk about their voices and how they struggle to have authority, or they're not sure they should have to change their voices to have authority. It seems like from the reaction I've gotten to the film that everyone can identify with this idea that there's something inherent about you that you could potentially be punished for, and you need to learn how to own it or learn how to live with it in some way. I am not a young person who made a first film. You know, I'm 46 now. I started working on it when I was 41. So I think it is important for people to know that at any stage in their lives, you know, if they are inspired and dedicated, that they potentially can make a film. I think the most important thing is for people to say why. Why am I doing this film? Why does it matter? Why does it matter to me? Why will it matter for other people? Because I think when you tap into the why, the how is the easy part. When you have passion about your subject and you feel really determined to tell your story, you know, you can go on YouTube and Google how to pitch a script, or, you know, how to apply to festivals. So I think for first-time filmmakers, I don't even want to say you should do X, Y, and Z. I would say, you know, think long and hard about why you're making what you're making and why it matters, and talk to a lot of other people about it and see how they react.